So it's 2 days since I set up my germination experiment, so I'm going to have a look at what's going on with my seeds. You'll notice that I've got quite a bit of condensation on my on the surface of the bag, which makes it a little bit difficult to see what's going on. So what I suggest you do, very carefully, to try and not disturb your seeds too much, is just lift the top of the bag and just with a little bit of tissue paper or loo roll or anything, is to just wipe away some of that condensation from the inside of the bag. You'll find it a bit easier to score what's going on. Try and avoid touching your seeds too much. You can see a couple of them have moved, and you can see that I have labelled my individual seeds, so I've counted them. I found that quite helpful for counting them and keeping track of what's going on. So I'm just going to put those back roughly into their place. Okay, so in this bag I've got, this is my control bag. 2 days after I started the experiment, I've got 49 seeds in here in total, and you can see that some of them have started to germinate. So if you see seed 34 over here, you can definitely see the root emerging. You can see it on seed 19, seed 26, you can see that on 49 over here. Quite a lot of them have started germinating and have got to stage 2 of germination, so I can actually see the root protruding from the seed. Okay, there are some of them which I can't see the root yet, but I can see that the seed coat has split. So it started on the process of germination, but we haven't got the actual root protruding yet. So we're calling the splitting of the seed coat is stage 1 germination, and actually being able to see the root is stage 2. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone through and I've counted them. And you can see next to each individual number, I've put a couple of dots. So if I think it's got to stage 1, I've given it 1 dot. And if I think it's got to stage 2, I've given it 2 dots. I found that quite helpful in terms of trying to count. So I've missed one there. So that seed number 41 has definitely germinated. I can see the root there. So I've gone through and I've marked on the surface of the bag what's happened to each one, and then that's helping me to count the overall germination rate. So let me just find you, if you see seed 29 in there, that's an example of the seed coat has split. I can just about see there's some white tissue protruding from it, but I can't actually see the root there. So that's an example of stage 1 germination, whereas seed 30, just next to it, I can clearly see that the embryonic root, which is called the radicle, that has protruded from the seed totally. So that seed has gone through stage 2 germination. Seed 29 is on stage 1. Okay, so I've been through and I've scored my seeds. So that's my control bag. So at the moment, I think I'm sitting on about 29 out of the 49 have gone to stage 2 germination. And that contrasts with my salt bag. So for me, thus far, the salt seeds are looking much more dormant, and you can actually see there's less condensation in the bag, which suggests that they're not as metabolically active. They're not respiring as much. So there is a little bit of evidence of a couple of them having gone into stage 1, but mostly my salt seeds seem to be pretty dormant thus far. So I'm going to score all of those, and then I'm going to enter my data into the class spreadsheet so that we can keep track of that overall.